spotlight. You know that it feels like time to put up a fight, honey. Got nothing left to lose, so let's start right now. Everybody want a piece of you. Gotta give them what they want, it's true. You're symphonic, yeah, so iconic. If you didn't know before, now you know. Now you know. Take a big step away from who you were. Flashing that smile and the whole world's a blur. Dancing in the limelight.
10 a.m. on Wednesday, powerfully, positively, powerful, and all that stuff with Stacey Steinmiller and Scott Fitzgerald.
Oh my God.
I'm gonna make up my own stuff. I'm hangry. I just realized I'm hangry right now.
This is gonna be fun.
This is gonna be fun because let me just tell you. So since yesterday, yeah. So do you remember the Indiana Jones movie? Where it's the second one, Temple of Doom, where they're in the mining cart and like they're just going through the mountain, and he goes to pull the handle and the handle breaks, and it's like, what am I going to That's life right now for me. We're on the mining cart. It's me and Indy, and he pulled the handle and that bitch ain't working, and I don't know. My son, I was just dozing off last night, and my son comes in, he goes, so I hit a deer.
Oh shit.
My first thing I said was, are you okay? He's like, yeah, but the car's not. So the car has, it's not horribly, it's not like totaled or anything like that, but it's just enough damage to make me go, oh. And, just got done having having to replace a headlight in my car that cost $750 for a freaking headlight. And I'm like, does it have to keep coming one after another? It's just, I'm sure I'm not the only one who has to deal with these constant reminders that life is just, what is it, a circus? I don't know what life is. You tell me, Stacey. You got all the answers.
Yep, I know all the answers, and I have the perfect life.
And I wanted to talk about karma today, and I'm like, what's wrong with my karma? What's wrong with it?
I was just gonna say, I was gonna be like, this is.
There's nothing. What's wrong? I've been doing nice things. I've been being nice. I've been doing weird stuff. I should have good karma. But and last week we were doing the gratitude challenge, and I've been practicing my gratitude. Yeah, I've been practicing my gratitude.
You're just not telling me about it. I see.
No, I have not been telling you about it. I've been busy.
As long as you're practicing.
Yeah, I've been practicing it, and almost like in a meditative way. I've been because so many things have been happening that have been challenging my gratitude. So I've been really like making it a point to say, okay, what am I grateful for in this particular situation, this bad situation that's happened? What am I grateful for? I'm grateful that my son wasn't injured. I'm grateful that the car wasn't damaged any worse than it is. I'm grateful that no one else was hurt, that he didn't have his girlfriend in the car and she got hurt. Those are the things. It's like I'm taking this pretty, this negative situation and trying to say, all right, let's be grateful for something here, even though we're being challenged.
Yep.
It's hard.
Good for you.
Stacey,
It's hard. It's really hard. It's so hard.
Yeah. And I wanted to talk about karma today, and I know you said, well, I'm not an expert
came
on
prepared,
karma. But of course you did. Of course you did, because I know like you signed on and you were like writing notes, and I'm like, oh gosh, she's done her due diligence. So but to continue with what was scheduled, I'm a big fan of the karma. of having good karma. And
Is this you
and
trying to like get good things to come back to you by like
yes,
saying that? Sorry.
yeah, but it's true. But like the wife and I we're fans of that way of thinking, of saying, if you do right and if you do the good things, that the good things will come back to you, as a basic sort of idea of karma. But that's how we see it. What is karma to you, and what is it like in your research? What is karma shown
Yeah,
up for
this is
you?
why I brought the book, Scott.
This is why you brought the book.
Yeah, it's
And
when
you've
Scott was
talked
like,
about this book before.
yes, this has got to be one of my favorites. I was going to say top 5, maybe even top 3, maybe even number 1. I don't know. I love this book, Paths to God. So you obviously have to read the Gita before you can read this book. I have the most basic version of it. So, and I've read it a few times. I might try to upgrade to a little bit more advanced version, but learning all the Hindu terminology is a bit, but I've got the basics. So there's a glossary in the back of this book. So I'm going to read a few definitions because honestly, this doesn't happen very often to me, but when Scott was like, I want to talk about karma, my first reaction was, I am not qualified to speak on karma. I'm like, I am qualified to talk about a lot. I'm like, this, it's really the first time you've brought anything up that felt out of my wheelhouse. Um, so I have definitions, and not everyone defines karma the same way, but I love Ram Dass, and this is what's in his book. So first definition I want to read is karma. Says literally, quote, action. This includes not only one's actions this lifetime, but throughout all lifetimes, right? So now we're already establishing a belief in reincarnation, right? It is the fuel of samsara, which is our life wheel thing that I didn't get the next book out. We could maybe do that next week, that I could really get into samsara with you. The karmic principle of cause and the karmic principle of cause and effect is not a system of reward and punishment outside ourselves. Rather, it is a natural law maintaining the balance of the universe. So that is the definition in here of karma. But what I'm going to be talking more about today is karma yoga. And the definition of that is the path of action, the practice of consciously using one's daily life and work as a spiritual path while relinquishing attachment to the fruits of the actions. So that is what I actually do teach a lot more on and talk about. That probably sounds a little bit more familiar to you, Scott. And I did want to read the definition of dharma, because that's going to come up. Although I feel like this definition I don't think is really helpful, but is the basis of all universal order, social and moral conformity to natural.
Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh boy. Something went wrong with Stacey's. I wonder what happened. She's probably still talking too. She's probably still talking like, yay. Let's see. I don't know what to do. Let's remove her, I guess, from this and see if she can sign back in. Oh, yeah. Well, good old interwebs. Let's open that up again. Maybe she'll maybe she'll be coming back in a second. I don't know. For me, let's see. Let's see what we hear. Where there she is. Let's add her back into this meeting and see what happens to. Good times. Good times on the interwebs. There we go. Stacey, come back to us. Where are you?
Can you? I don't see myself yet. Can you hear me?
I don't see you.
Oh no.
Let me add
Can
you.
you hear me?
Your camera is. Oh, there you are. Okay. Wow.
Okay.
There's all kinds of funky stuff going. What is
this
going
is
on?
bad.
What is going on?
Oh no. I don't know. Should I try my
Holy good Lord.
happening?
I don't even know what I'm seeing. Wow.
I don't need.
All right, so my apologies to everyone. This is obviously some kind of a really strange camera. Oh, my camera just went green. All right, so that camera is man. This is the problem that these cameras have been. All right, I got to switch cameras. I really don't want to have camera problems now because with these tariffs, to get them fixed is going to cost me.
Stop being negative on the positively powerful podcast. Okay.
Yeah,
Set a
I'm being
boundary
challenged.
right there,
I'm
right
being
now.
challenged. I'm being challenged. Hold on.
Okay, I feel like I see whiskers or something. This is a little creepy. I don't see myself.
Yeah, I'm working on it.
I think I lost internet connection. I don't know what is going on.
Yeah.
So I'm actually hotspotting from my phone because I'm not going to mess with my my modem. But every once in a while, my internet likes to cut out for no reason, and I have green light. So this is not very good advertisement for green light.
No, and I'm all like, I want to get green light, like real bad.
But this happens to me every once in a while. Like, I have to call them and be like, I don't know. And it's usually like a nice day, like today. So I'm hotspotting.
But it looks like everything is funky for me too. So, well, that's not what everyone should see. Okay. Yeah, you went away too. I think it's time to.
What do you want to do?
I think it's time to end this debacle of a show.
No. Did you want to try to restart it?
I can't even enumerate the issues that are going on right now. It's like not even possible to understand at this point. Okay. So there I am. And there you are.
So we just can't see each other at the same time?
We can if I can it just like everything went bing, bing, bing. It just like everything blew up in a way that I've never seen happen before. So it's camera effects. Basically having to rebuild all of these scenes. And then add you. Wow. And I have. Okay.
Oh, wow. Look at you go.
That was.
It's called perseverance, Scott. Perseverance.
I had to switch cameras because my main camera has just gone green on me. And this is a camera that I just sent out for repair, and they came back and said I couldn't find anything wrong with it, and now it just went. It just blew up on me. Great. So anyway, I must be doing something screwy because like the universe is going, hey, slapping me around.
It is slapping you around. Okay, so maybe stop being so negative. The positively
Joe
powerful
says, are we witnessing karma live? Yes, we are.
Yes.
We are.
Yeah, we're witnessing Scott's whatever. So yeah. All right. So sorry, I'm a little blurry. I am on my hotspot and I don't feel comfortable trying to change it back at this point. So, all right. Do you want to get into this?
We might as well.
Um,
We might as well.
okay. Okay. So I figured I can read a little bit, we can chat a little bit and go from there.
Okay.
All right. So this is kind of around the karma yoga definition that I talked about. So
Now you're talking
it
about
says
like
to do
yoga, like breathing
well,
and all
well,
that.
yoga means what? To join, to yoke. It's like bringing together one. It's like a spiritual oneness.
Okay.
Um, yeah. Okay. Um, do your work, but do it without attachment. That represents the first part of the formula. We're not being told yet how, oh, he's referring to the Gita here, how to stop being attached, but we are being told that's the goal, to work without attachment, which means acting without worrying about the outcome. Don't be attached to the fruit of your action is one of the principal instructions in Karma Yoga. Set thy heart upon thy work, but never on its reward. Work not for reward, but never cease to do thy work. So, so this is what's really getting into how to live from a place of non-attachment. And I'll give one of the examples that Ram Dass gives because I find examples to be helpful. So goes on to talk about, I'll go and give a lecture, and maybe it turns out to be a disaster. He was a professor, by the way. Everybody gets up and walks out. That's hard on a lecturer if you're concerned about the fruits of your action. I will go away feeling humiliated, shaken, my ego crushed. That experience will burn into me, and slowly that humiliation and hurt will keep working on me until after a while I come to see it as one of Maharaji's, that was his spiritual teacher. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing his name right. Greatest teachings. Far out. I love I love Ram Dass. The people in that audience were showing me how I was clinging to my own model of what a quote good outcome would be. If I'm really lousy, maybe that's the best thing I can do for you. Maybe I'm throwing you back on yourself to get the teachings. How do I know? Because of my own ego's needs, I can't stand back far enough to see what would create the optimum outcome of my own acts. So that's like a really helpful example. But yeah, we can maybe chat a little bit from there. We can get back into uh it in a bit, but how's that for a start?
Well, honestly,
You're like, I don't
I've
fucking know.
been there's been some some dropouts, some pauses, and
Oh, really?
I'm having
Oh,
having trouble.
no.
I'm having trouble with
Should,
this one.
okay.
I think we're gonna have to reschedule our
Hmm.
positivity, our positively. Um,
Well, so we can not attach from the outcome and decide
so
that
so not attached to the outcome. Does that mean that I'm not gonna just put it simply, I'm not gonna let this bother me? Is that oh
it's a little bit deeper than that. Um, it's more about saying, I don't know best. I don't know best what a good outcome is,
oh
if that makes sense. My ego doesn't know best of what a good outcome is. Who am I to say what a good outcome is?
and I think that would apply to kind of bigger a bigger idea rather than okay, clearly this stream is not a good outcome because you're freezing and it's pixelated and right?
But that's not clear. That's not clear, right? It's showing your attachment to needing to have a clear broadcast. And there actually might be more benefit to not having a clear broadcast. Who am I to say that that is better? I don't know, you
Hmm.
know? So it's showing you, so what it does is it's showing you where you are attached. So when you're able to do the work, it becomes very clear what you're being attached to and the areas that you need to surrender or give up, as in give up to divine, right? And act in humility in your human frailty.
Hmm.
So that's, so, and then we could say, you know, oh, look at this opportunity. I know Joe's joke or, whatever he made, like, are we seeing karma unfold in real time? That this lack of clear picture, these issues are giving everybody they are giving everybody an exact real time experience of how to do this work, right? And now I'm able to show people in real time this work
Hmm.
and how I'm able to not just teach but live these concepts.
As opposed to getting all flustered and bothered and pissed off by this technological debacle. Um, use it as a teaching tool.
Yeah,
Use it as a way
exactly.
to learn how to control my reactions to things. Still find the positivity. Still find the message inside the madness, I guess.
Hmm. Yep, exactly. Exactly. Yeah. So and we're not able, right? If we stayed in, oh, this is terrible, and this isn't what's quote supposed to be happening, then yeah, that entire message, that entire opportunity for learning gets lost, right? It's like you threw that in the garbage. And that is what's necessary for our evolution. That's living the path. I call my business radical evolution for a reason. We are constantly evolving. And
Hmm.
so it's having that mindset and approach and perspective to life, that that I don't believe we are here just to be happy. We are here to evolve. We are here to be presented with the exact things we need to grow. Um, and if you kind of look at it as, we're here for, quote, God to experience itself, or the universe experiencing itself, then it's like you are on this path so that you can have that oneness experience,
Hmm.
or the universe to have that oneness experiences through you. Um, so I think that's why there's always this innate pull towards a spiritual path of some kind, to bring us back to that oneness. So it's like we become separate just so that we can become one again. So that might be a little too
It's
far
pretty
out.
deep. It's
Far
pretty
out.
deep. It's pretty deep. It's a lot. It's a lot to. It's a lot to grasp a hold of. But it's, you know, even right now, as I'm trying to navigate this, the tech of this, and it, a lot of things are happening that are confusing to me because one, I've never seen it happen before. to I'm trying to live troubleshoot and figure out how to get it to work and and still concentrate on what you're saying and try to grasp these large concepts that people study for their whole lives to try to understand.
Yeah.
It's a lot.
Um,
It's a lot.
it is a lot.
It's a bit beyond me right now, to be honest with you. I do appreciate the lesson though. I do appreciate the lesson because in many times in situations I probably would have lost my shit in this situation, you know, instead of just
Yeah.
rolling with it. I probably like I even tried. Everyone's like, "Well, I guess we'll cancel it." You know, and you kind of pushed me to continue on there, which I thank you for, but um
Yeah.
I'm trying to figure out
This
the lesson as it relates to karma, and maybe there isn't. Maybe it's not. It has
But
nothing to
this
do
is
with
what
karma.
this is karma yoga. This is how to live the path. So, okay. So this is my best description. And again, I feel like I need this big disclaimer, like definitely not a guru. Um, is so by when we are attached, when we bring our attachment into the process, that is where I feel like we muddle up the karma. And then we're now bringing more stuff into that action reaction thing happening, right? So if I bring frustration into this situation, if I bring, oh, it should be XYZ into this situation, now like that's the energy that I'm bringing in. And then the quote karma will be what comes back from what I bring in. So kind of the quote goal when it comes to karma is to no longer be putting into that system. It's to exit the wheel of samsara is, you know, nirvana, enlightenment, so forth, in which our ego is no longer putting into that action reaction situation. So that's why non-attachment, detaching from the outcomes, helps to no longer be putting into that so that can quote clear out. Um, if that
Hmm.
makes sense. Like I said, I don't know if I'm the best person to explain it. That's the best I can do, right? Like the more expert you become at something, the easier it is to explain it in more simple terms.
Right, right, right.
Um, yeah. So my simplicity of it. The other story that really relates here that I wonder if we could like link in later into the comments is the farmer's story. Have I had you watch that before, Scott? It's
The what?
dark.
Uh,
It's called the farmer story.
are you saying the
I don't
farmer's
know if you call it a
story?
fable. Yeah, yeah.
Every time you say it,
It's
the
about it's this
connection cuts out. So
it
I'm
cuts out.
every time it sounds like
Yeah.
story. So I think you're saying farmer's story.
Yes,
Okay.
yes, farmers. Yes.
I have not
So
listened to that or
okay.
watched it.
All right. I can't remember like each thing that happens, but it's basically like a horse runs away. The farmer loses its horse. The horse runs away. And the neighbor says, "Oh no, what a terrible thing to have happened to you. The horse ran away." And the farmer's like, "We'll see." And then the horse comes back, but this time he brings all his buddies that he found out in the wilderness, and now he's got a fuck ton of horses. And the neighbor's like, "Oh, what good fortune. Have all these horses now." And the farmer's like, "We'll see." And then his son is riding the horse and falls off and breaks his arm or his leg or something. And the neighbor is like, "Oh no, what bad fortune. Your son, is injured." And the farmer's like, "We'll see." And then there comes a letter for war. And and his son doesn't need to go to war because he is injured, right? And then the neighbor is like, "Oh, what good fortune." And this farmer is like, "We'll see." So the whole point is we don't know best,
I see.
right? Yeah. Yeah, we don't know best in that the ego, and when I say we, I'm talking about ego, doesn't know best. And so then it's detaching from that. And so then we're no longer putting in all this anxious, attached energy. And that is what I see, my understanding is what muddles up that karma instead of detaching, which is different from inaction because there still is action going on here. I wrote something in here at the top, and I don't know if I wrote this or if well, I mean, I obviously wrote it, but no, now you guys are gonna be like, Stacey, you're dissociated. I wrote to engage in the mind is not a true withdrawal of action. To think otherwise is delusional. Um, so when we renounce the fruits of the action, we're fine. This is Ram Dass now. Um, when we renounce the fruits of the action, we're finally free to act in whatever way we're drawn to by our Dharma act. That's like your life path act. We are no longer being pulled and pushed in other directions by our attachments. We are not going to get anything out of it. We're acting to solely fulfill our Dharma. So this is when you're literally acting from, a place deeper within that you are drawn to that doesn't have attachments of what you're going to get out of what you're doing.
Mm.
Yeah. So yeah, it relates to the karma, but it's just not in this normal way of kind of how we usually as society understand karma to be.
Deep
Yeah.
stuff.
It is deep. Yeah. So that's why when you were like, I want to talk about karma, I was like, what?
Yeah. It's interesting because, we have, at least I have, a very superficial what I thought was an understanding of a much bigger concept than I could have even imagined. In its simplest forms, it's like, do good and good will be done unto you. And it's so much bigger than that.
Yeah.
And the concept of detaching from the outcome, um, I mean, I can see how you can work your whole life meditating and practicing things to do that properly, to detach. But the farmer story is a great, it's a great parable, I guess, because like that's exactly what I'm going through right now.
Mhm.
And it's something that happens all the time, and you see it. Hindsight is always 2020, and you go back and you go, oh, remember when this happened, and then that happened, and then that happened, and then here we are. And you're like, wow, who'd have thought that at that time we were going through hell, that it would all have turned out this way.
Exactly.
So yeah,
Exactly.
so trying to be mindful of that in the moment, and saying, all right, this is crap raining down on me, but maybe crap's going to be a form of currency one day, and I've got all this crap that I can use to pay.
Right.
Bad
Exactly.
example,
Like,
but you know what I mean.
yeah, yeah. And so it's even right. So it's trusting that knowing I don't know best. I'm putting my own judgments. My ego is putting its own judgments on the situation. And instead of getting all hot and bothered by this, attachment that I'm bringing to the table, I can give that up and trust. And then when we do that, we enter into like a kind of different mindset, a different state of being in which we are relaxed. And there is more opportunity to, yeah, like it's saying, live out your dharma, to live out that path, to move from a place of love over fear, to move from compassion, and um, and then that could be seen as like putting those like good things in the karma thing, but it's less about um, doing these good things to get them back. It's just living from your, what I would say would be your true nature, your inner nature. Um, and that's what we really just want to experience, right? Because
Yeah.
we often have an attachment to an outcome because we see true nature, right? That peaceful place within. But really, it's kind of like a hack to just go to the peaceful place within first that was never missing to begin with.
The
I think
biggest
it
problem
froze.
I have with our little live stream today is that the network or your network or whatever keeps cutting out during your wisdom, and I think that's horribly rude. And I think that's that's not good for you. It's yeah. You of all people should not be having the audio and the network cut out while you're talking, while you're dropping these truth bombs. So I apologize
But
on behalf of the network universe for this disrespect that has been bestowed onto you. Um,
hey, but maybe then people will like be okay, well, I just need to sign up for her program, where I'm not
right,
gonna have a
right.
disruption of
Learn how to
service.
not
You
get
have
pissed off by network dropouts with Stacey Steinmiller.
Yes, it's my next class that's coming into Limitless Lounge. This was all a part of my master plan to get people to sign up into Limitless Lounge,
I wouldn't be surprised. I
leave
mean,
you
you
wanting
have
more.
minions that are out and about taking pictures of people when they're on jobs.
Take a deep breath
But
and remember
all right.
who you are.
Well, not everything's broken. I'm able to hit the music, so we're gonna wrap this one up. I don't even know. I think I also screwed up the restream part of it, so I don't even know if it's on all the channels. It must be on at least it's on LinkedIn, and it was on Facebook, but I don't think it got to YouTube today. But whatever, that's fine.
Oh no.
All right, so learned a lot today, and we're looking forward to next week where it's going to be better. It's always going to be better. Ciao.
You know.